We are going to do a video on binary subtraction. So let's go ahead and see what it is. Here I have, just like how we did the addition, we have listed the set of binary numbers up to 10 and decimal numbers and the binary version of that on this side. Okay, and remember, again, just a reminder, binary number cannot contain any digits other than 0 and 1. Okay, because it has only two digits, 0 and 1. So see, even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10 is based on combinations of that. But decimal number can have 0 to 9. So this is decimal number values. 10, there is no single digit, so 1 and 0 is 10. Okay, right. Anyway, now let's do this subtraction and see. We want to subtract 5 from 8. So 8 minus 5. Basically, we should get 3. Now, this is a decimal version of the subtraction, okay, which we are all used to. Now, this is the binary version of that, and I have just put some spaces here just to show you certain things. So let's see, 8. 8 is, now this is 8, right? 8 is 1 and 3 zeros. See, 8, 1 and 3 0. I have put that here also just to, as we go through, I'm going to modify this so you can see the original figure, okay? Minus 5. 5 means what? 5 is 101. So 101. Okay, so from 8 we are subtracting 5. So let's just go ahead and do this, okay? Right. So now first thing we do, this subtraction also works almost the same way as a decimal normal subtraction that you are used to, right? Now here there is nothing need to be borrowed because from 8 you can subtract 5, so directly went. But suppose this number was less than 5, then we'll have to borrow 1 from the left side if there is a value from the left side. But that same principle applies here as well. So let's go ahead and see this, right? So now here, this you cannot subtract. 0 minus 1, you can't subtract 1 from 0. 0 doesn't have any value. So we need to, so usually what do you do in a subtraction? If you can't subtract from this, you have to borrow from the left side one. Okay. Now in this case, left side down also is 0, so you can't borrow that from that either. Then you go to the one following that. Then that this same principle as decimal subtraction. From here also we can't borrow 1 because this also is 0. Then you go to this. Now this is 1, so you can borrow. So now what happens? We are going to borrow that 1 onto this. Okay. Always you borrow it to the adjoining value. Okay. So we are going to borrow this one to this. So then what happens? Now we have 1 here, so when we borrow 1, this will become 0, right? So see, this becomes 0, and that 1 came here, and this is 1 0. So 1 0, we know in binary 1 0 means 2. So this is actually decimal 2, right? So now, but whenever you do a subtraction, you have to start from the rightmost side, right? So just because this is come here, we can't subtract still from here. So from here, we need to borrow to the next adjoining one, this one. Okay, so we will borrow 1 from this also. Now this is how much? 2, right? 1 0. 1 0 in binary is 2. Remember, these are all binary numbers, so we have to think in binary. 1 0 is 2. So from 2 we need to borrow 1. So from 2 if you borrow 1, this will become 1 and that borrowed 1 comes here. So now this is 2 on this column. This is 1 because from here, earlier we had 2 here, we borrowed that 1 from that. So 1 came here. So what is remaining here is just 1. Here there was 1 and we borrowed that, therefore this is 0. Okay, so now we are here. Now we need to further borrow into this because this is the place we start the subtraction primarily from. Okay, the first subtraction happens from the rightmost side. So we need to borrow from this also. So now again this is 2. So from 2 we are going to borrow 1. So this will become 1. From 2 we have borrowed 1. So this is now 2. So from 2 this has become 1 and the 1 borrowed comes here and this is now 2. Okay, so we have now 2 and we need to subtract 1. So that is not a problem. 2 minus 1 is 1 and therefore remember this is not 10, this is 2 because we are talking about binary now. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So 1, you know, we just write 1. 1 is same, no? Decimal or binary. So you put 1. Okay. Then we have 1 here because we borrowed and it was 2 at a time. Then from there we borrowed to this. So therefore now we have 1 here. So 1 minus 0 is 1. Okay. Then 1 minus 1 is 0. Right. And then 0 minus 0, 0. Okay, so this is the subtracted value. Now, leading zeros have no use. For example, if I put 0, 3 or 3, it's 3. Or if I put 0, 0, 3, still it is 3. The leading zeros don't matter in a normal number, right? Same applies to binary also. So now here we have 0, 0, 1, 1. These are leading zeros. If there's a 1 or anything beyond this, then we can't remove this. But since nothing, no ones after this, these are two zeros. Just like any zeros having before the decimal number. It's not valuable. So we will remove that. So basically this is our final result. So when you have 1, 1, 1, 1 is what? 1, 1 means 3. So see, 8 minus 5 is 3. 8 minus 5 is 3. So I did the decimal version as well as the binary version. Binary version, of course, the result comes in binary, right? So binary 3 is 1, 1. Okay, right. So let's do another one more, just because unlike addition, this may look a little bit complicated. So let's do one more. Okay, so this time we are going to subtract 5 from 10. So 10 minus 5, we should get this answer as 5. In decimal, we know that, right? So I have written the decimal side of that. Now this is the binary side. So 1, 0, 1, 0. 1, 0, 1, 0 means 10. You see? So for 10, I have put 1, 0, 1, 0. That's the binary equivalent. Okay, so this value I have just kept there just for you to see it. Then 5, we need to subtract 5, right? So 5 is here. 5 is 1, 0, 1. So 1, 0, 1. We have to subtract. So 10 minus 5 in binary. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. This one, again, 0 on the rightmost side and 1 we have to subtract. We can't do that. So we need to borrow 1 from the one on the left side. Okay. The next adjacent one. So we go. This time, unlike in the previous example, this time we have 1 here, so we can borrow directly from that. So we borrow it. So now we have 1 here. If we borrow that 1, this will become 0. See, this became 0 and this now is 1, 0. We borrowed that 1. So 1, 0 means 2. Okay, see, 1, 0 means 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, and then you go to the next one. 0 minus 0 is 0, no problem. But this one, 0 minus 1, we can't subtract. Okay, cannot subtract. So again, we have to borrow 1 from the left side. This exact same thing to decimal. Only difference is in decimal you do it in decimal. Here you do it in binary. Right? So now we need to borrow 1 from this. So we have to take this one. So we have 1 here. If you borrow that, this will become 0, right? And this will become 2. 1, 0 is 2. Remember? 1, 0 is 2. So now 2 minus 1 is 1. 0 minus nothing, 0 is 0. Now once again, this 0, leading 0, has no use. Okay, so we will remove that. So 5 is, we have got 1, 0, 1. So 1, 0, 1 is 5. See, same value as this one. See, so this is how you do binary subtractions. There is no confusion or complication. You just have to get into line with this and understand this. Okay, you just go through. If you have some issue, please put it in the comments. So let me see whether I can help you on that. And also one more thing, if you think you need to know about binary fractions, please put down in the comment and I will do another video on that if there is enough comments for, enough requests for fraction numbers. Okay, thank you very much.